A business analyst, BA, plays a crucial role in bridging the gap between business needs and technical solutions. During interviews for this role, employers assess not only analytical skills but also communication, problem-solving, and the ability to translate requirements into actionable outcomes. Business analysts are often at the center of discussions between stakeholders, developers, and project managers, so interviewers want to see how well you can handle this responsibility. These interviews typically focus on both technical tools and interpersonal skills. You may be asked about requirements gathering, documentation methods, stakeholder management, and ways you've added value to projects in the past. To help you prepare, let's walk through some of the most common business analyst interview questions along with sample answers and practical tips that will guide you toward presenting yourself with confidence. Question 1. Can you describe your experience with requirements gathering? Answer. Requirements gathering has been a key part of my role as a business analyst. I usually start by conducting stakeholder interviews, workshops, and surveys to understand business needs. For example, in my previous role, I worked on a project to enhance an e-commerce platform. I created detailed user stories and acceptance criteria after speaking with sales, marketing, and technical teams. This ensured everyone had a shared understanding of project goals. Tip: highlight specific techniques such as workshops, interviews, and use of tools like Jira or Confluence. Show how you ensure clarity and avoid misinterpretation. Question 2. How do you handle conflicting requirements from stakeholders? Answer. When conflicts arise, I focus on understanding the underlying needs behind each requirement. I arrange meetings with stakeholders to clarify their priorities and explore possible compromises. For instance, in one project, the marketing team wanted a feature that added complexity, while the operations team wanted simplicity. I facilitated discussions and presented impact analyses to help them see trade-offs. Together, we reached an agreement that met business goals without overburdening the system. Tip: demonstrate diplomacy, communication skills, and the ability to align stakeholders toward common objectives. Question 3. What techniques do you use for business process modeling? Answer. I use various techniques such as flowcharts, use case diagrams, and BPMN, business process model and notation. For a finance project, I created an as-is and to-be process diagram to highlight inefficiencies in the current system. This visualization helped stakeholders understand pain points and supported decisions for automation, which reduced processing time by 30%. Tip: employers look for familiarity with industry-standard tools and techniques. Mention Visio, Lucidchart, or other modeling software to strengthen your answer. Question 4. How do you ensure requirements are clear and testable? Answer. I use the SMART principle, ensuring requirements are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. After documenting, I review requirements with both stakeholders and developers to confirm accuracy. For example, instead of writing, "improve system performance," I would specify, "reduce page load time from 5 seconds to under 2 seconds." This makes requirements clear, measurable, and testable. Tip: stress attention to detail and collaboration with QA teams. This shows you think ahead to implementation and testing phases. Question 5. Can you give an example of a challenging project you worked on? Answer. In one project, I worked on implementing a new payroll system. The challenge was aligning the system with complex compliance regulations while meeting the company's budget constraints. I broke down requirements into manageable modules, prioritized based on urgency, and worked closely with legal and finance departments. By maintaining continuous communication and focusing on essentials first, we completed the project successfully within budget. Tip: choose a real project where you overcame challenges through problem solving and stakeholder coordination. Highlight results. Question 6. What role do you think a business analyst plays in Agile methodology? Answer. In Agile projects, the BA plays a key role in bridging communication between the product owner, development team, and stakeholders. I often translate high-level product backlog items into detailed user stories with acceptance criteria. During sprint planning, I ensure requirements are clear so developers can work efficiently. For example, in a software project, I collaborated with the Scrum Master to refine backlog items weekly, which improved delivery speed. Tip: show familiarity with Agile practices like Scrum, Kanban, and backlog refinement. Employers want to know you can adapt to iterative environments. Question 7. How do you prioritize requirements? Answer. I use techniques such as the Moscow method: must have, should have, could have, won't have. In one project involving a mobile app, I categorized features so critical functionality like login and payment were delivered first, while optional design elements were scheduled later. This ensured the minimum viable product was released on time while leaving room for future enhancements. Tip: stress logical thinking and structured approaches. Employers want to see that you balance business value with feasibility. Question 8. What tools do you commonly use as a business analyst? Answer. I regularly use tools like Jira for task tracking, Confluence for documentation, Microsoft Visio for process modeling, and SQL for basic data analysis. For example, when working on a project for customer data migration, I used SQL queries to validate data accuracy and reported findings in Confluence. This helped ensure smooth communication across teams. Tip: mention both collaboration tools and technical tools. Show versatility across documentation, communication, and analysis platforms. Question 9. How do you measure the success of your analysis? Answer. I measure success based on how well-delivered solutions meet business objectives and user needs. After project completion, I track KPIs such as cost savings, efficiency improvements, or user satisfaction. For example, in one HR system upgrade, employee onboarding time was reduced by 40%. This demonstrated that my requirements gathering and process improvements delivered measurable value. Tip: employers value candidates who connect their work to real business outcomes. Use concrete metrics where possible. Question 10. Why should we hire you as a business analyst? Answer. I bring a combination of analytical thinking, communication skills, and technical knowledge. I've successfully managed requirements gathering, conflict resolution, and process improvements across multiple industries. Beyond technical expertise, I focus on understanding the business vision and ensuring IT solutions align with it. I believe this balance of skills positions me to contribute effectively to your team and deliver meaningful results. Tip: use this as your chance to summarize your strengths confidently. Align your answer with the company's goals to make it more compelling. Final thoughts. Business analyst interviews test more than technical expertise. They also measure how well you communicate, manage stakeholders, and add measurable value to projects. By preparing for questions about requirements gathering, process modeling, conflict management, and Agile practices, you can showcase the depth of your skills. Remember that the best answers are not only about what you did but also about how your work improved outcomes. With clear preparation and confident delivery, you can stand out as a business analyst ready to make an impact.